Cable flies for chest. My best friend. Love them. The pump, doesn't matter if it's coming from low to high to middle. I love the pump cable flies. It's my favorite to do. I don't care. No other machine can replace cable flies.
4 sets of a heavy bench, that's going to be enough. I haven't done an incline bench with a barbell for like a couple of lifts.
And that is very true when it comes to like, how many exercises you really need to do to, really, I would say check off the box of hitting the chest enough. What is a good amount of reps, or what's a good amount of sets to do or exercise to do? Like 2 to 3. Like literally 2 to 3. He's done 4 hard sets of incline bench. So it's a great exercise to do because not only are you hitting your upper pec, but you're hitting everything else. And for the most part, people can definitely benefit training their upper chest more. He's already done 4 hard sets of there. Now he can get on this bad boy here and do another 4 sets. It's 8 sets. He can go in here for another 6 sets if he wants. You don't have to do a bunch of different exercises for chest to be able to hit your chest. Now, the angle he's doing, so we have...
But still, the strength's still there. Just by doing any heavy pressing, you're stimulating your fucking chest.
Very
whether
true.
or not you love incline Smith or hammer strength or dumbbell, right? Personally, I've been on an incline barbell and incline Smith machine kick. But any kind of heavy pressing, you're fucking working your chest. So now I'm gonna move on to, basically bent over cable press. Decent weight, but with the cables, since when I get to the top, the cables are still at an angle, and they're trying to pull my hands apart, I can really squeeze hard. So I might sit here for 4 sets, I don't know. As long as it feels good, I'm gonna keep throwing it around.
So that it may change like I used to, and I apply that same approach to what I'm training now, and I've preached the same thing. If you're sitting in a machine or a movement and you're connecting and you're just getting a pump set after set after set, like the pump isn't going away, you can do 6 to 12 hard sets. Like, let's be serious, let's be real. He already did 4. Let's just say he wants to do 12 sets. He can sit here for 8 sets. He can sit here for 8 hard sets and hit his quota for sets need to be done per muscle group in a day, easily, right? You don't have to do two other exercises. When it comes down to it, it's basically the total amount of sets, and then again, exercise selection is going to help too, targeting the muscle that you're trying to emphasize and grow a little more. But again, when it comes to chest, your entire chest is working. Now we're looking here now how he's pushing here. Now, even though he's bent over, for you guys to understand, because he's bent over, he's still going to have a little bit of pec minor working as well too. I should say pec minor, sorry. The abdominal head of the wall, right? This is the way he's pushing is almost like, I would say, a dip. The way his body's positioned, right? Now, what makes this even better? See that weight he's at? See the weight all right there? Take that pin out, move it up about 4 spots. 4 spots. And what I would do is, I would say, slow back a little more, open up a little more, stretch that, lean into it. Like this is the exercise that you can just lean into it. Like you've watched me do. I love cable flies for chest. Cable flies for chest. My best friend. I love them. The pump, doesn't matter if it's coming from low to high to middle. I love the pump cable flies. It's my favorite to do. I don't care. No other machine can replace cable flies. That's the one that you can literally do exactly what the chest is intended to do. That horizontal shoulder adduction, along with shoulder flexion, internal rotation, and extension. And when he's here, you want to be in a position where you can open that thing up and just lean into it like here and stretch it out and then just throw yourself back and push through, right? Where he's at, he needs to be pushing right down, right? He's missing the mark here. Yeah, 100% he's going to build muscle. The dude is a beast. He's genetically gifted. He's sauced, whatever. He has all of the tools to build muscle regardless of how he decides to hit it. I know that. But for you out there who are watching this and you're going to follow this exact same workout in sequence, I'm going to tell you that you need to do what I'm telling you right now to do. Let my man here do his thing. He gonna figure it out. One day we're gonna train together, and we might have a session together. And he might take someone I say, like, man, it feels really good, and then go back to exactly what he wants to do because he's gonna do exactly what he wants to do. And in the end, you should do what you want to do. But I'm giving you guys some advice here on how to optimize what you're trying to do if you're gonna do what he's gonna do. I hope you got that. But again, stretch it out. Open up a little more. We don't have to be so far open, but like the more we can open here and get the elbows back, the more we can stretch the chest, keep your shoulders depressed, and then open and throw yourself away and pushing through midline and squeezing through. That makes this exercise that much better. Dump that weight like 4 plates and make that change. That's it. Now another good thing too is I love it. He's awesome. Now when it comes to like partial reps, the partial rep, remember what part of the rep you want to be a partial. Here, you don't want to be here for the rep. You want to do what he's doing. But again, you want it back further and you want to be here. You want to stretch and throw. Like here is good. That's where you want to be stretched from there. So doing the partial from there makes sense if you can do that. But again, throw those partials in when you're getting the full range of motion. When you can't achieve that full range, when you've done the open up nice and slow, 2-3 seconds stretch and throw yourself away and you can no longer get down here and you're like, I cannot get there the next rep. I'm just going to come back here and I'm just going to go, and just pump it. And then they're like, oh my gosh, this burns but feels so good. And then you put it away and you look in the mirror and you're doing one of these and you're just, This happens all the time. I'm a coach. So I'm not saying this to be like, I'm better than whatever. It's because I've applied these things and it happens. And if you watch even Doc Mike's channel or watch, Mike Van Wyck and you watch some of these guys that are monsters or they know what they're doing. Of course they do. And you just say, hey man, we're just gonna stretch out that range of motion a little more. We're gonna get that full range of motion on some of these. We're gonna get that nice stretch position. We're gonna ride that eccentric and we're gonna push that bitch. And I promise you, every single time that happens to anybody, they're like, oh my god, they're like, oh man, like, oh, I've never felt like this before. You saw the Trent twins? The same thing that happened to Sam, the same thing that happened to you. If you're trained like Sam, that's fine, it's cool. But remember, Sam is Sam. Sam doing what Sam does. Sam's genetically gifted. Sam is a absolute beast. And Sam is enhanced. You cannot be Sam. I'm telling you what to do to make sure you can get as close to you can in terms of delivering the results that you want to deliver that you're working for. Now he's done his sets in here. Now he's doing, we have some cable, we have some pec back.
I'm not gonna do them like this. I think this is fucking stupid. Come on.
I don't know why I think it's stupid, but I mean, you can do this way, right? But you definitely want to do them neutral. Again, we're look at how the arm is manipulated by our grip, right? So if I'm doing this and I'm doing shoulder abduction, yeah, I am pulling this guy in. But so is my majority of my anterior delt. It's aiding with that, right? I want to put more emphasis on my pec. So if I do this, now I'm opening this up more and I'm getting that much more activation through here. There's one reason why you could do it like this. You can still do well with this, but you're probably going to feel it better this way as well too. But again, you can still do this. The biggest thing about doing it like this is making sure that we're not like this. Because the problem with doing it like this, pronated, is because most of the time everyone rides up like this and all of a sudden they're pulling here and it's all anterior delt. That's where we want to be. Whether you're here or here, we want this to be here always. Right? And you know exactly what I'm going to say when it comes to this. Forward motion. The thing is, and that's the only thing I would change with him, is like the amount of, I'm going to like, look man, I've already timed all of your sets. I know how long they take. We're going to do the exact time you do everything you do. Where every exercise that you do, we're not going to exceed the time it takes you to finish that set. The set's going to be 20 seconds. I'm not going to change the load. We're just going to change the speed of how long it takes you to do 20 seconds. And I promise you, the amount of fatigue that is going to come is going to be so overwhelming because of how much more direct stimulus you're going to get from loading the movement with a good range of motion, eccentrically loading and stretching and then controlling it back. I promise you. And then when it comes to results in the end, oh my God, it's like when I look at him, I look at me and I'm like, man, if we were just doing this years ago, again, when I say, and I think there's a misconception when we talk about decreasing a load, because people think decreasing things means easy. It's not. Decreasing a load is only to make sure that we can do the proper time and attention for range of motion. Because if the load's too heavy, we won't be able to do that and have enough control to do it. So when I say, lighten the load of some sort, I'm not saying make it easy, because we're going to make it hard no matter what. That little bit of change, or I would say that little change, that little coaching I just gave him to give to you, is going to make that exercise hard as hell. And it's been just 10 out of 10. It's been a 10 out of 10 every single time I train with somebody who pushes heavy weight. And I say, all right, man, we're just going to slow it down a little bit because you're just throwing the weight around. And yeah, you've built great chests. It's great. But I'm going to show you how to build it even better. You're going to build a better chest. You're going to build a chest better and bigger and less risk of being injured. Like, sign me up. Like, who's not signing up for that? Hey guys, who wants a bigger chest? Who wants a bigger chest, better chest, and avoid injury? You're like, sign me up, man. Where can I get that at? You can get that at full range of motion at good time and attention. You're like, oh damn, sweet.
So the first section of the set, right? Like set, let's just say part A, it's going to be, normal here out wide to a little bit above shoulder height, so I can really work on my upper chest. But then I'll drop the weight, and instead of doing the pec slides in front of me, I'll kind of do them downward, like towards my my belly button ish, my waistband. I'm not really a massive lower pec working kind of guy in my chest days, but I need to get a good stretch. And honestly, I feel like it gives me a fucking fuller pump at the end. Just from
how in tune this guy is with his workout? Most people will be doing their, film themselves and someone walk in front of their thing and they're like, this guy didn't even phase him. He's like, yo man, don't worry about it. I know I'm in your environment, you're in mine, so we're going to share this. Sam's a good dude. Now, a couple corrections we're going to make, right? Now, again, if I just told him to do this, he'd be like, oh, gee, it would be that much harder. So we already know what I'm going to say about that. But if we're trying to target the upper pec, right, we do want the pec to be challenged from the weight coming from down and coming up. Yes, he's here and he's going to work this anyway, but he needs to be challenged more this way. If you want this part of the chest working that much more, it needs to be challenged that way with gravity. So you need to be here. So you need to be from down coming all the way up, right? Here to here coming up. And then the opposite, working in the bottom part of the chest, is you going from there going down. So the only thing I would change here for you guys, so you guys understand what I'm saying, is if you're trying to target your pec minor, your clavicle of your pec, and you're doing cable flies, take the cables he has here and lower them. You can lower them to waist height if you like, and just step a little further and have it stretch you. And then going from down all the way up like this. Now, and then when you want to work the under part of your chest, the abdominal wall, then we're going to put them where they are there and we can pull them down. So that's the only thing I'm going to say about that. Yeah, so again, when we're talking about like the pec working more, we want to challenge the pec, the abdominal wall, if that's what we're trying to hit, coming from a flex position, right? So there was this little bit of a tiff a little bit ago about there's not 3 heads of the chest. There's not. The chest doesn't do extensions. Like, it does do extension. It does extension from a flexed position. the abdominal wall of the chest to be engaged needs to be challenged from a flexed position. So if my arm is here, yeah, I'm not going to get much engagement from a load if it's down here. Yeah, I can probably do this for a bit and squeeze. Yeah, cool. But I need to come from here, bring it all the way down there. Flexion, from flexion to extension. So he has it a little mixed up here. So that's why I'm here to clear the air. Again, guys, when it comes down to it, you're not going to be able to isolate one part of the chest. The entire chest is going to be moving because it's all attached here and it's going to pull in. But when it comes down to actually loading the muscle the right way to make this more optimal, if you're trying to target the pec minor, so make sure you're loading it from coming from down, from bottom and up. It needs to be challenged in a flexed position. You're coming up, it's being challenged. If nothing's pulling it this way, it's not really doing much, right? It's working, but it's not loading as much here as it is more so here. And the same thing when it comes to doing the abdominal wall of the head, of the chest. It has to come from high, from flex position, down to extension, right? High to low. So there you have it, guys. Like, his workout, what I like about Sam is he's a minimalist. He has a plan, you know, and he has a strategy. Is it completely sound? No, but he's learning. My shit wasn't completely sound when I was his age. What I did know is I loved going to the gym. I tried getting as much info from certain people as I could and have the information that's accessible as it is nowadays. But I did exactly what he did. But I also was one of those guys who were like, I don't really care how genetically gifted I might be. And then I really didn't think that at all, because I was always in a place where everybody was genetically gifted. So I was just like normal to me. But I was always open to learning new things or things that might benefit me in the long run. Right? Again, guys, I'm not here to shit on Sam. I'm a fan of Sam. I am. Jesus Christ. I'm a fan of Sam. I'm a fan of Sam. I'm a fan of Sam. I am. And when I'm done working out, I'm gonna have some green eggs and ham. Whatever. Either way, my goal here is to bridge the gap for you guys to understand that if you're gonna copy Sam, copy exactly the same routine he did. I think it's great. I think it's a great thing to do. What he did. He's a minimalist. He basically used 2 exercises. He used incline bench and cable flies and pec deck. Same thing. He did, I would say, he did 2 exercises. He did a compound and he did accessory. And he just basically shifted the load. Now, how he shifted the load, guys, I filled in those gaps that you guys understand how to load the muscle correctly in those movements. Coming from a cable fly, again, if we're trying to hit the clavicle head of the pec minor, we want to get challenged from coming from the bottom up. If you want to challenge the abdominal wall of the chest, we want to go from top to bottom. And if we're just trying to hit the chest regardless, that's a great compound movement to do. Incline bench. You can do incline Smith machine, incline barbell, incline dumbbell. 2 exercises is more than enough. And then the amount of sets in total that he did, I think he did basically 12 hard sets. Make a couple of adjustments that I suggest for you guys and reap the benefits of a minimalist approach in terms of chest exercise on a chest day. Anyway, guys, hope you guys enjoyed that video. And make sure you guys get my ebook. The Final Cut Diet is in a link in the description below. Understanding how to make your nutrition sustainable. Reach your goals. Build muscle, lose fat, and just take control of your life through nutrition. Hit the link in the description below and grab the Final Diet right now. Anyway, guys, till next time, make sure you guys binge watch my videos. You can watch my entire prep series again. Till next time, guys, you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.